Hi, Sally Walker here, your hormone and slow age expert. So, how important is estrogen for the female brain? I would say it is exceedingly important. And just looking at the statistics, the numbers of who gets most Alzheimer's, dementia, it is absolutely women. So 3 in 5 will be women. So we know that estrogen really plays an important role. And we're learning more and more about what happens in the brain as estrogen starts to decline. So one of the things is related to how the brain makes its energy. Now, the brain cells love to use glucose. So what happens during menopause, the transition period, and after menopause, what happens to our glucose modulation, or glucose control? Well, it goes a bit out the window, doesn't it? Because estrogen has a very positive effect on insulin, and insulin has the controlling effect on glucose. So this becomes very impaired during the transition period and especially afterwards, and this upsets your brain. So your brain's not getting its fuel as it used to, so that means that the brain is not going to be able to do its job. That's the one thing. And then the other thing is that it can also convert to using a different fuel, and that fuel is ketones. Now, ketones can be produced in the liver and then transported to the brain, that we like. So perhaps I should just say first that ketones are made from breaking down fatty acids, and this is predominantly made in the liver. So we break down the fatty acids. Now, the brain suddenly maybe gets very hungry for ketones because the sugar's not working properly or the glucose not working properly. So in actual fact, what we are seeing it doing, and there's a science lady called Lisa Mosconi who's done a lot of research here and has taken PET scans. So there's an article, or in the article called Estrogen, the Brain and Menopause, there's links to her studies and you'll see the pictures of the brain. So a PET scan taken of the brain prior to perimenopause and then during menopause, and you'll see that the brain white mass of the brain area is actually shrinking. So what we're seeing happening is that the brain is actually starving for energy and then starts breaking down its own fat cells in the white matter to make ketones. Not good, is it? Not good at all. So that's another reason. So one, the brain doesn't function well because the brain cells can't make their energy, and then they convert to another energy source, can't wait for it to get up from the liver, so there is breaking down its own fats to make ketones. So this is all relatively new, and there's more and more information coming out about it, and I've given you in the article there's links to some of these studies which I think you'll find very, very interesting. So one of these studies is also suggesting that we can assist the brain to make ketones from giving it more of certain fatty acids, which it likes to convert to ketones. So one of the fatty acids could be the MCT, so the medium chain triglycerides. So all you ketogenic people out there will know about the MCTs. So these are, they're found in coconuts, this kind of thing, but you can also buy pure MCT oils. But anyway, so these oils, the brain will readily convert to ketones. Now, the other type of fatty acids are the omega-3 fatty acids, okay? So these are the ALAs, which are found in flax seeds. It's also the EPAs, which are found in fish oils. Now, ALA will convert to EPA, and EPA will convert to DHA. Now, DHA, which is also a fish oil, is very important for the cell membranes of the brain cells. We don't tend to convert that as quickly because structurally they are very important for the function of the brain. But the brain will convert ALA and EPA very quickly, and the MCTs. So supporting or taking some MCT as a supplement, taking some flaxseed oil as a supplement is going to help, it's going to supply the fatty acids for the brain to make into ketones instead of it breaking down its own fats. That sounds very interesting, doesn't it? So there is a study that will walk you through that. It's quite long and it's quite detailed, but that was sort of the summary of it. So very, very interesting. So we need to get fish oils because we want the EPA and the DHA. We want the DHA for the brain cell membranes, but we want the EPA for converting to ketones, and we want to get the flaxseed, and we want to get the MCT oils. And then perhaps we can help our brains to have a stable fuel supply, not relying on the glucose, so brain function maintains. As I said, it's all very new, it's all very interesting, but there's no doubt that supporting estrogen as an estrogen replacement therapy is going to also assist your brain health, and it's going to assist your heart health and your insulin, so your weight and your vaginas and so many other things that we need to support the estrogen. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, check that article because there's lots of good information there, and happy hormones, happy life.